Hello, it's lovely to see you all in a slightly unusual venue this time. Normally, I see you in the Oak Room and pace around like a madman or a caged tiger, slightly demented. But today, you find me in my Sanctum Sanctorum. That is my Holy of Holies, my study filled with my books, statues, as you can see, of Apollo up there, my what I call my Kentucky Fried Shakespeare, because it looks like he's partook of far too much fast food. Dionysus up there, you can see, look at him holding his beaker. And then there's William Morris crouched behind a copy of The Peddler by Wordsworth. Anyway, I want to continue on from the theme of last week's talk, which was, of course, empathy, compassion, and also the gradations between empathy, compassion, and sympathy, and all the bits in between, and how at this particularly tricky juncture, it's important to have particular feelings and compassion for those who are less fortunate than us. And I thought that one of the best ways to do this and to continue it would be to look at a poem by one of my favourite poets, William Wordsworth. William Wordsworth is a remarkable artist because he effectuates, fancy word, effectuates revolutions in consciousness. That's what all great art does. So whether you're talking about Picasso's Guernica, or you're talking about Proust's À la recherche du temps perdu, or you're talking about Shakespeare's plays, what they do is they transform the ways in which human beings understand themselves, talk about themselves, think about themselves. It's the great thing. There's always a massive transformation, a Promethean spark. Now, what Wordsworth did was very, very particular and sounds so simple it might astonish you. What he did was argue boldly at a time when it wasn't really considered fine or okay to do so. He considered that common people can feel deeply. He thought that ordinary people had as important and as complex and compelling and roiling emotions as Cleopatra, Macbeth, Hamlet, and all these people of high estate and stature. He dared say that an old Cumberland beggar would have more empathy than, say, a Roman senator, or equal, perhaps. This was the point. Now, this was consolidated at first in an amazing book of poems called Lyrical Ballads, and I want to read one to you today, which never ceases to amaze me. It's called Animal Tranquility and Decay, or An Old Man Travelling. It has one of the best denouement or coda of a poem ever. See what you think. The little hedgerow birds that peck along the road regard him not. He travels on, and in his face, his step, his gait, is one expression. Every limb, his look and bending figure, all bespeak a man who does not move with pain, but moves with thought. He is insensibly subdued to settled quiet. He is one by whom all effort seems forgotten, one to whom long patience has such mild composure given. That patience now doth seem a thing of which he hath no need. He is by nature led to peace so perfect that the young behold with envy what the old man hardly feels. I asked him whither he was bound, and what the object of his journey. He replied, Sir, I am going many miles to take a last leave of my son, a mariner, who from a sea fight has been brought to Falmouth, and there is dying in a hospital.